know you are quite an important state in this election, right? Listen, guys, we know that this is such an important election. Every election is important, but I think it's safe to say, oh, sit down in the front for a second, sorry. Thank you. Every election is important, but let's talk about this election, because this election is going to change the history of the United States of America. This is the election where we all said we are tired of what is going on in Washington, D.C., and we are taking our country back. So I just want to tell you for a moment a little bit about me. I grew up in North Carolina. Thank you. It's a North Carolina fan. I like that. I grew up in North Carolina to a middle-class family. My parents have always been small business owners. And I moved to New York about 9 years ago, and moved actually for culinary school. Thought I would stay for a year, finish school, probably move back home, and then I met this guy named Eric. And that all changed very, very quickly. I can tell you, I never envisioned being part of a presidential campaign, but even more special than that is being part of the movement that has started in this country. It is something like we have never seen before. And it is an honor to travel around this country and around the great state of Pennsylvania talking about a man that I have the utmost respect and love for, my father-in-law, Donald Trump. Donald Trump gets a bad rap if you watch the mainstream media, doesn't he? They're awful. They want to make us think that this is a bad guy. Well, let me tell you something. This is a man that put his life aside, who is working 24 hours a day. We know he's tweeting in the middle of the night. I know we're talking about that. We're working on it. This is a man that is, honestly guys, he's working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. He doesn't take breaks because he knows how important this is to the United States of America. We have to take our country back. We have to do it right now. Just like all of us, Donald Trump would turn on the television in the morning, open up a newspaper, and he didn't like what he saw happening to this country. Day after day, he kept seeing the country that had given him everything crumbling before his eyes, gave him a great business, an incredible family, the epitome of the American dream. And that is why he decided, against all odds, mind you, to run for the President of the United States. Because he thinks we all deserve a chance at the American dream, and we all do. And I tell you something. Y'all remember when he first started? Remember the day he announced? Everybody thought it was a joke, right? He's not even going to come out and announce. It's a publicity stunt. Well, look where we are now. 16 months later, they won't stop the loser. They are stopping Donald Trump because he is winning. They know he's winning, and when he gets to Washington, D.C., the gravy train is over. What is about to happen, because they know he's cleaning house and he's not even going to look back. He wants to take care of Americans, put Americans first. He wants to make sure that money stays in this country. We're not paying millions of dollars to countries that hate us and want to kill us anymore. It's over. We are done. We are fed up. Now, as a woman, I would love to see a woman be president of this country. And we will. We will do it. That woman is not Hillary Rodham Clinton. This lady says, lock her up. What do y'all think of that? I have to tell you, it is such an honor to be part of this family. This is truly an incredible family. Donald Trump has always treated me with the utmost respect. He's always encouraged me in everything I've done. He's a great man and an incredible father. Look at his kids. How about those kids? a tree by the fruit it bears, and he bared some good fruit, didn't he? This is a good man with a great heart that is running for the right reasons because he knows we have to change the direction that this country is going in. And we are going to do that on November 8th when we elect Donald Trump, our 45th President of the United States. Thank you guys for all you are doing. I know we're going to win because of all of you, because the support we have felt across the country, across your great state, is unlike anything I've ever seen. I have to tell you what we got to do though. 38 days, guys. 37 if you're counting starting tomorrow. That's it. So we all have to get out. I need everybody putting signs in their yards, knocking on doors, making phone calls. Please volunteer to help. We need to do this because on January 21st, 2017, I want to see my father-in-law take the oath of office for the 45th President of the United States of America. On behalf of the entire Trump family, on behalf of my father-in-law, thank you for the love, the support, for the work. We are going to do it. 37 days to go, guys. Now listen, I didn't come alone, and I got some other people that want to talk to y'all. Some of you might have seen at the Republican National Convention. You might recognize Lynn Patton from her YouTube video. She knows the Trump family, and I brought her along today to share her story with you. So thank you for allowing me to speak. I'm going to turn it over to Lynn.
Thank you. Thank you, Lara. And thank you, everybody, for being here. And you know, Lara has truly become a sister to me. I think we've all become so close, and I honestly have the best job in the world. I get to be with this family each and every day for the past 7-8 years, and they are honestly the best people I've ever met. And I think, you know, Martin Luther King said it best. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. And my parents raised me to speak up when I saw an injustice. And what I saw back in May was a family that I loved and adored being attacked, being maligned, being ridiculed, being called racist, sexist, misogynistic, homophobic, Islamophobic, all these things that I knew were not true. And I just couldn't remain silent any longer. And I stood up and I spoke out. And I knew that I was in the unique position of having a front row seat each and every day to the family that I know has truly stood by me, stood by so many of his employees. I am living proof that Mr. Trump not only hires strong women, he raises them as well. I think we all know that Dr. and Tiffany are extremely polished, extremely educated, extremely intelligent people. And like Lara Trump touched upon about upbringing and kids, I think our future vice president said it best when he said, you can fake a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen, but you cannot fake your kids. Well, one of the best parts of my job is also raising money for the Eric Trump Foundation for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. I'm a vice president of that charity organization, started by her husband, Eric. Do we all know Eric Trump? At the age of 22, when most people and most of his peers were thinking about social media and not social responsibility, his father raised him to run that charity with the principles that he was taught by his father. And those are honesty, integrity, transparency. And I think we can all, and Eric expects other charities to be run with that same moral code. But I think we all know of a charity that is not run by those standards. That's right, sir. Clinton Foundation. And when a foundation, I don't even want to call it a charity, but when a foundation has a 91% expense ratio, that's not a charity. That's a pay-for-play slush fund. Am I right? And I touched on it in my video, and I usually get emotional when I talk about this, but like millions of Americans, I have struggled with substance abuse and addiction. And a lot of people might not know, but Mr. Trump lost his brother to alcoholism. And he wasn't able to save him, but he came to me and said, Lynn, you're better than this. We want you here. You deserve to be here. You belong here. You're part of our family. And they stood by me during an extremely difficult time. And I'm honored to say that I, in turn, went to him recently and said, Mr. Trump, I would be honored if you would allow me to help you develop a comprehensive addiction and recovery platform when you are in the Oval Office, because I know that's what you're going to do. And we are working on it right now, ladies and gentlemen. That's the biggest honor of my life. Because we travel to Ohio, we travel to New Hampshire, and people are saying drugs are ravaging this country, and we know they are. And I'm sure there's not one person in this room who hasn't been affected by it either directly or indirectly. And Mr. Trump is going to do something about it. He's going to bring common sense leadership to this office. Why are we giving $150 billion to countries that want to kill us? When we could rebuild our infrastructure, our roads, our education system is 30th in the world. These are the things that the American people care about. I've always been honored to be on this campaign for this family, for this man, but 2 weeks ago it actually touched home pretty badly. A friend of mine called and said they were on their way to bury her brother, and he was a veteran, and he took his own life on September 11th because he could no longer deal with the PTSD that he was struggling with, and so many of our brave veterans struggle with. And she said, my mother insisted, Lynn, that I call you. And I tell you to keep doing what you guys are doing, because he's going to make a difference. He's going to change the VA. He's going to give our brave men and women the attention and service and treatment that they deserve. And there is no reason why people who are coming into this country illegally are getting better treatment and better medical care than And these women said it earlier. We need to put this man in office. You need to go to your polls on November 8th. Don't go alone. Bring a friend. Bring 10 friends. I would not be standing before you as the daughter of a man born in Birmingham, Alabama, if I thought for 1 second this man subscribed to bigoted or intolerant ideologies. I am standing before you today because I know that this man's heart is true. And he does not want to be president of the black states of America or the white states of America. He wants to be president of the United States of America. And I think I see a lot of deplorables in this room. Deplorable and proud. And you know what? A lot of you might have heard that Hillary Clinton recently called all of Bernie Sanders millennial supporters basement dwellers. Might be able to get you a little more pumped up than we did. I'm standing over here and they are chomping at the bit. They cannot wait to get started. I think you guys have all heard about a tour called Diamond and Silk. We were watching TV just like you and saw my boss announce that he was going to run for president of the United States. And you know what? They got behind him. They rallied behind him when it was not popular to do. And they believed in him just like you guys do. And they are here to tell their story and get you guys pumped up to knock on doors, make phone calls, go to the polls, and bring a friend. And here they are, my girlfriends, Diamond and Silk.
Been to Africa, so we black. I love the way you say it, so go ahead and let them know, girl. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
it's not about ovaries in the Oval Office. It's about who has the balls to build a wall.
And we gonna build that wall. And see, when we look around our country, you all, we don't like what we see. No, we don't like. We want a border that's secure. We want jobs where people are thriving. Now we know that the current administration, Obama, has already put us in the toilet. But if we vote for someone like Crooked Hillary, she's gonna flush that toilet. That's why you have to get out and you have to vote and vote in droves. It is imperative, you all, that you get out and you vote because we're trying to save our country. Now, Diamond and Silk and all of these women, my sisters, I love y'all. I love y'all so much. We can't do it all by ourselves, so we need your help. We need you to get out and knock on doors. We need you to make phone calls. Now, on the other end, if they start acting a fool on that phone, keep in mind, the more they hate, you have to educate them, okay? Let them know we will not continue to vote for a system that keeps handing us crumbs. It is time for us to start reaching for the stars. That's why we're voting for Donald J. Trump. And you know, I always say, if you ever want to know what's going on with the body of people, look at the head. When the head is successful, the body of people will be successful. That's why I don't want another broke president. I don't want another broke president. I want our next president to be signing the front of those checks, not the back of those checks. Now, just like all of you all, and I'm not calling myself a minority no more. I'm an American. I love the USA. And I want to see our country where we're saluting the flag instead of sitting down, we standing up to salute the flag. And see, that's right, baby. And you know, the other week, old Hillary was talking about, I know you all see smoke, but there's no fire.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
So I thought about it. I had to get it in my mind. I said, wait a minute. I'm sorry, she's wrong about there. Because where there's smoke, there is fire. There is fire. And see, when there's smoke, the alarms start going off and the American people are alarmed. That's what's happening. And you know what? I told people, I've been telling everybody, it is time for everybody to stop, drop, and roll away from Hillary Clinton. Roll up and get away from her. And see, she's coughing because of all of that smoke. That's what she's coughing. See, that pay for play scheme is smoke. That funding and tunneling money through that Clinton Foundation is smoke. That switch and bait or bait and switch with that Clinton Foundation is smoke. It's smoke. Yeah. And she coughing, and that's why she coughing. And I want you all to know that we are all on the Trump train, and if you're not on it, get the hell out of the way. One of the elites. You know, sometimes I get tired of the elites, but you know what? We got 30-some days to get this here win, this here right here. I'm not going to talk about the elites no more. We're going to talk about how we're going to get to that White House.
That's right.
Now, this is what we're going to do.
That's what we gonna do.
Now listen, y'all. I need for you all to go tell people.
That's right.
Okay? Now listen, Becky, when you go tell 10 people, Susan, don't you go tell those 10 people. Okay? You go tell a different 10 people.
That's right.
And listen, we're going to take a page out of the Democrat playbook. We know that because we used to be Democrats and we know how they do it. Now let me tell you how they do it. They take people that ain't even concerned about voting. Don't even know how to spell vote. I'm so sorry, but this is the truth. This is the truth. I can talk about the So,
May I, please?
yeah, go ahead, I'll suggest.
I'll make it quick.
Okay.
I love the cough line.
Uh-huh.
Add one more thing to it.
Go ahead.
She's coughing on the smoke from Benghazi.